Hello, fabulous first day friends. No, silly Miss Burns, first grade friends. Hello, fabulous first grade friends. And today we are jumping back in our narratives, and we are telling a story, a personal narrative, a true story about a time when you were kind to a friend or to someone. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Make sure that you're including the character, setting, and your plot. And so I told the story of the time when I was on the playground and my friend Sam started crying. She was hurt. And so I wrote my beginning yesterday to match my picture. I wrote, one day I was playing on the playground when I noticed my friend Sam was crying. I ran over to her to see what was wrong. Remember, friends, we're pushing ourselves towards second grade. We really want to try to add 2 sentences and more details to each part of our story. So then I finished my beginning, so I moved over to my middle. Well, I took a look at my picture, and I remember that I drew myself kind of getting down on the ground to really see from my knees what happened. And then I started writing. But I thought, you know what? I need some type of temporal word here. I could say in the middle, next, then, after that, or one that's really great if something happens quickly or kind of surprisingly, you can say all of a sudden, because that tells your reader, ooh, something's about to happen. So I went with all of a sudden, and I said, all of a sudden, Sam yelled, "My knee! It's bleeding!" That's really what happened in the middle of the story. But I don't want to end there. I'm almost in second grade. I want to push myself to write 2 sentences with more details about what happened. And so I told what Sam did, but I want to tell about what I was thinking or what I was doing. So all of a sudden, Sam yelled, "My knee, it's bleeding." I want to write about how I knew I had to help, or I knew I had to find a way to help. I think I'm going to say, I knew I had to help. That tells my reader that I was already thinking, oh gosh, there's something wrong here. I've got to do something about it. It's really showing my reader that I'm being a good friend. So now I'm going to go back and fill this in. I, uppercase I, not only is the beginning of our sentence, but it's the sight word I, which is always uppercase. I knew. Guys, aren't you so glad that we talked about ghost digraphs? Knew, like you know something, comes from the word knowledge. Are you guys sick of me talking to you about the word knowledge? It's got that ghost digraph KN. So when I'm writing the word knew, like I knew it, I'm going to use ghost digraph KN. Ooh. Well, I know I can't end a word with OO. Digraph OO makes the ooh sound, but we don't usually end words like that. I'm pretty sure I have seen EW, like in cashew, when we have that ooh sound. I knew, look at me writing the word knew. I knew I had to help. I knew I had, H, short A, had, D. To write my D, I'm going to make a C and add a stick. That's how I know it's a D and not a B. I knew I had to, TO2, help. H-L-E, help. P. I knew I had to help. So now that I've written my middle, I can go back and reread, friends, to make sure this sounds right and makes sense, and then I'm adding enough detail here. All of a sudden, Sam yelled, "My knee, it's bleeding." I knew I had to help. I just told the middle of my story, and that's going to get me ready for tomorrow when I can talk about what happened at the very end. So your job, friends, is to pick which temporal word you'd like to use for your middle to transition or to switch over from the beginning of your story to the middle. Are you going to say in the middle, next, then, after that, all of a sudden? You could say suddenly. Those are all great transitions. Figure out how you want to transition and then add lots of details to tell us what happened in the middle of your story.